What's going on, everyone? My name's Mark, and this is Mako Reselling. Now, I buy things at thrift stores, places like Goodwill, garage sales, resell them on eBay. Primarily, I sell men's clothing, and I've got another thrift haul for you. These are items I picked up yesterday at the Goodwill retail. I'll let you know the price I paid, how long it's probably going to take to sell. I'll kind of give a guesstimate, and also what I expect to sell it for. I'll also let you know some other information as far as why I bought it, why it's a good item. Let's go ahead, let's get started. First item here is a blazer. Now, this is a terrific brand to be on the lookout for. It is Isaiah Napoli. That is an Italian company based out of Venice, I believe. Naples. So this is obviously a nice blazer as is, but to make things even better, this is a nice herringbone pattern. It is also 100% cashmere, so definitely a solid pickup there. Cost me $5.99. I will probably sell that between, around $75 to $100. I'm going to list it, I think. No flaws that I can see out on it as of this moment. Here I've got a Columbia soft shell jacket. Now, I did look up the model. I was able to get the model on this. I can't remember what it is exactly. I think it starts with an A. But I've sold a couple of these, even in the summertime. This is a 3XL. And so, pretty solid item, $5.99. Only bad thing about this is there's a hood that is attached to this, and it is missing the hood. I'm not sure how much that's going to affect the value, but we'll see how it does. All right, another blazer here. This is a Chaps. Now, the reason I got it is 100% camel hair. It is black. And I think I bought it for $5.99. It should sell for probably anywhere from like $35 to $45. Not a great brand, but anytime you see those special fibers for blazers, definitely a good item to be looking out for. All right, this is another blazer I picked up yesterday. It is a nice tan Joseph A. Bank blazer. Not the greatest brand, but again, I did pick this up because of the material. And this, let's see what the material is here. I can't recall exactly. Okay, so this is a nice silk cashmere blend there. That should help me get probably around 35 to 40 on this. Nice and soft pattern there. All right. Nice herringbone here. This is a WH Belk, so not the brand that, I'm sure many of you are on the lookout if you're in the market for blazers. But the reason that I got this is it is 100% cashmere. That'll definitely help the value out, especially in the wintertime. All these blazers cost me $5.99. This should go somewhere like $50, I would think, at least $50 to $60. All right, this was a terrific find yesterday. I'm going to get into some good brands here. This is Flint and Tinder. It is a Huckberry brand. Huckberry sells upscale men's clothing, like an online shop. And let me see. Let me get the tag out here. Bear with me just a second. But there's the tag in case you are curious. So this is just a nice, chore kind of blazer. It doesn't really feel like either one because it's kind of got these, it's got the pockets in the front. It's got chore pockets, but it's nice. It's soft. I don't see any flaws on this. This will probably go somewhere in 75 to 100 range, and that was $5.99. When you find one, always look for another because it's usually the case that it could be there. A second Flint and Tinder here. Another great pickup. This one's actually better than the other one. Probably if it was in perfect condition, could get $125. But it does have some stains here at the bottom. I'm not sure if I can get those out or how much it'll really affect the value. it should definitely still be some good money. I don't think that this is going to sell for like less than 75, 60 at the lowest. I mean, those stains, I might be able to get them out. I might not. I probably won't even try originally. Okay, great find here as well. This is a Christian Dior shirts. Now, what's even better is it is new with tags. So this costs $4.99 at Goodwill. Found this yesterday. Really searching in the racks, trying to find stuff. Pretty crowded at the Goodwill because it was raining here yesterday. I imagine I will list this out between like 50 to 60. This costs $4.99. Great brand to be on the lookout for. And usually if I find a brand like that, it's never new with tags. Now this is something to be looking out for too. This is a Levi's jean shirt. This is a 3XL. It's also got like the pearl snap here, the snap buttons. These do better than I thought. I thought that this was like a $25 to $30 shirt. These look like they're selling in that $35 to $40 range. Probably will list this for like $38, $39 maybe, high 30s, and then set the offers down at like $30. I just sold a denim shirt actually yesterday, and it was Wrangler, and it sold for $33. So that will sell. Okay, this is a brand I'm not too familiar with. Decided to give it a shot. Reed Edward, and it's a nice big flannel. It's also new with tags. That's primarily the reason I got it. I did not look this up in the store. Definitely not a brand I would suggest probably going out and maybe buying, especially if it's used. But if it's cheap enough, it could be worth it. And I want to see how this does, this specific brand. Have not really had a chance to really do a deep dive on this company. This is something that was another fantastic pickup. A Brooks Brothers vintage makers. You can see it's got the Made in USA and a nice pink shirt here. This was $4.99. All these shirts are $4.99. All the blazers are $5.99. This will probably go somewhere in that $35 to $40 range. I've sold these quite a bit, and people go after them. People like them. All right, I don't normally pick up a ton of women's clothing. I'm trying to learn it better. So this here is a new with tags, Jones, New York, kind of a bohemian. I think this is like a tunic or something. I'm not exactly sure on the terminology. Comment, please let me know if you know. But I thought this was a pretty cool pattern. It was on the new rack, and I decided to give this a shot. It was $4.99. The MSRP on here is like, I think, let's say 65. So hopefully I can get like between 25 to 30. Realistically, I know it's probably going to be like 20 to 25. And hopefully I can get a better understanding of women's styles, what they're really looking for, because I think style is much more important for women than guys. A lot of these different things can definitely sell for good. Okay, this was not a great buy yesterday. In retrospect, this was a Ralph Lauren dress here. Nothing special about it. I had no idea the market was so saturated with women's stuff. But I saw this on the new rack. I grabbed it. I really didn't bother doing any sort of research in the store because I was finding so much. And this was $4.99. Hopefully I can get at least like 18 to like 22 on that. And hopefully it moves pretty quick. All right, this was a pretty good find here. Something I sell quite a bit of. Polo Ralph Lauren, plain chinos. Now, this is vintage. These are vintage. And also it's a good size, if I recall correctly. Yeah, 36, 34. So a nice old tag here you can see. Probably shrunk down to like a 32 inseam. But they are pleated, and I do think I can get low 30s on these. These cost $4.99. Okay, not something I buy a ton of, but I like this brand. 511 Tactical. These are, I think these are the Tack Light Pros, if I recall correctly. Good size, a 36, 34. Definitely look quite long. So I will list these out, low 20s. They cost $4.99. Another brand here, which I'm kind of testing the waters with. This is Brandini Le Colazzini. And I don't know, this could be definitely a big mistake, but this was $4.99. Thought it was a pretty cool pattern. I will see how this does and maybe go like 22 to 25, set offers down to like 18 on something like this. We'll see how it goes. I like to sell snow pants, and I picked some up. Found some yesterday. This is Arctics. Right there, men's, a nice XL. Does not have the inseam on here, but I can tell just looking at them, they are very long and a good size. These were $4.99 at Goodwill. There's no major flaws. I'll list these out for about $30. And I sold a bunch of those last winter. All right, Nike shirt here. Only reason I bought this, new with tags. It's kind of small. It's a medium technically. And dry fit, not Nike Golf, not anything else. No MSRP on here. Probably go low 20s on this. It was $4.99. So it will sell. It's Nike. Spotted this across the racks. Pretty much sprinted to it. Nothing too special. It's just a Panthers jersey of Cam Newton. Now, in case you're not familiar, Newton is pretty much the best player in Panthers franchise history. He's also probably the most popular, so he has the most jerseys out there. So this is by no means rare, especially because it's black. That's the most popular color for Panthers jerseys. And I'm in the Charlotte area, so I run across these Panthers jerseys quite a bit. The brand here is Reebok. This is a men's medium, $4.99. I'm hoping I can get 25 to 30 on this. I might have to even come down just because it's, there's quite a bit of them out there for Cam Newton. But there's also demand. People love him. So, all right. Wrangler. We got some Wrangler camo cargos. These were $4.99. And not a great size, 40, 30. This was probably not the greatest buy here. I'm probably not going to get the highest return on investment. But I do think they will sell. Camo cargo stuff moves. So probably like low 20s on these. Not much of a profit, not much margin there. Maybe only like a $12 to $15 profit. These are some new with tags, Levi's. They are women. There's no specific model on here or anything from what I can tell. These are just, I think, just like straight ones. Or at least looking into this initially. I'm sure there's a model somewhere on here. Anyhow, so these I will probably list out new with tags, like $25. Maybe do offers down to 22. Corduroy season's coming in the fall, so we'll see how that does. This was a buy here that I thought was going to work out a little bit better. It is Ralph Lauren Sport Vintage. This is a women's shirt. It's got, the flesh pony here, made in Hong Kong. But looking at this a little bit more and looking at the comps a little bit more, I thought this would probably be about like a $35 shirt. It's probably closer to like 20 to 25. It also has a very faint stain. I'm not even sure if you can see it. I'll just kind of hold it up towards the bottom here. I might be able to get that out, and I probably really need to make an effort because it's going to really sink the value of a shirt like this if I can't get it out. Okay, not the greatest brand here, but these are new with tag Stafford pants. These are performance microfiber. Definitely, a decent enough size, 34-30, and being new with tags. I think being a somewhat common size, a 34 waist, a 30 inseam, that it's not like a great size, but it's also not something obscure like a 44, like 27 or something. And MSRP $60, so hopefully I can get like 25 on these. Maybe set offers down at 22. This was an interesting one in the store yesterday. Saw this in a cart that was just kind of abandoned. Watched it for like 5 minutes because I saw the new tags on the back for these Adidas pants. And finally just went over and grabbed it. I waited about 5 minutes. So one of the reasons that I got this is that it's new with tags. But I also noticed this like Lego thing right here. And looking at it, these are, let's see, I think this is a men's. I'm really hoping it's not a youth. But when I researched this yesterday, there was both like men's of these and youth. If it's men's, it's probably going to be like $35 to $40. If it's youth, it's probably going to be like somewhere around 20 to 25. Just kind of looking at it, it does look like a men's. It's pretty long here, so I believe it's a men's, just giving it a quick glance. Okay, threw this in, didn't really look at it. It's North Face. It is a fishing shirt, and this was $4.99, just like those were $4.99. This is probably something that'll go low 20s. There weren't a lot of comps on something like this, but I did notice a lot of the people who sold this were just using like hiking. This is really a fishing shirt, in my opinion. It's mesh lined, it's nylon. You can see all the pockets. It's also vented in the back. So I will use that keyword of fishing, all that good stuff. I'll use maybe like some other stuff as well. And hopefully I can get this for like 20. I can sell this for 25. Thought it might, in the store originally, I thought like just being North Face, it would be a little bit more, maybe high 20s, but it's not. Okay, this was a pretty cool shirt, I thought. This is a University of Florida 2006? Yeah, 2006 National Championship men's long sleeve orange plaid shirt. You got the pattern there. It's a large. It even looks to me to be an XL. No major flaws or anything. Not the greatest brand. It's Antigua, but I do think something like this, someone's going to want it just because of that emblem, that logo there. And if it was 1 year later, next year I can change the title to say vintage, right? So maybe I could even do it this year, or, well, probably not, because I would get like a item not described, and you'd get that one buyer who would be complaining. But a lot of other people on eBay seem to do that, seem to lie about the vintage thing. All right, I think this is the last item here. This is a Carolina Panthers Nike Golf Tour Performance shirt. It's also a 2XL. Let me get that emblem up here. So definitely a pretty good find here. I do think something like this will move for about 22 to 25. And I skip over quite a bit of these Nike shirts where it has the Panthers on it or another NFL or college team. But when it's 2XL, when it's, the Nike Golf, I do think that something like this will get bought up. And I actually kind of like the pattern. I think this is pretty cool. Pretty cool pattern here. Last thing in here is actually like a personal item, so I'm not going to bother showing it. But that's all I've got for today. August is off to a good start. Had some great finds. Be on the lookout for like that Flint and Tinder stuff. Diving through those shirts. There's a lot of other good stuff. Blazers is an area very underutilized, not searched in a lot of the stores. Hope everyone's having a good summer. Thanks a lot.